Marc Prescott, who lived with his family at Edinburgh Crescent, Coquille Village, who was just 6 years old at the time, vanished without a trace on May 14, 2003. Little Mark was taken on Wednesday from his school, San Fernando Boys RC School, on Harris Promenade in San Fernando. Mark was last seen by his teacher as he cheerfully raced out of his second-year classroom with his classmates on his way to catch the bus that transported him to and from school. As is customary, the bus driver would take a head count of the children scheduled to be shuttled. While performing his duties, the bus driver noticed that a child was missing. So the bus driver went on to the school compound to look for the missing child. But his search was futile. Little Mark had already vanished, unknown to the unsuspecting bus driver. The bus driver then informed the school administration that he had not seen Marc Prescott on the school's premises. On that dreadful afternoon, little innocent Mark vanished. On the night of the kidnapping, Mark's father, Wayne Prescott, received a phone call from a phone booth in Princestown, with a man on the other end of the call demanding $150,000 ransom in exchange for Mark's safe release. The next day, Mark's father, Wayne Prescott, received another phone call from the same individual, who reaffirmed the ransom demand of $150,000. Since then, the man has never contacted Mark's father again. Police have questioned a close relative in connection with the kidnapping of 6-year-old Marc Prescott, who was taken outside his school. The relative was questioned over the weekend on Saturday, the 17th of May, 2003, according to an inside source. However, authorities had not received any substantial leads. The disappearance of Mark touched many hearts across the country, and Education Minister Mrs. Hazel Manning, among others, issued numerous pleas for the child's release. But it was to no avail. Mrs. Hazel Manning had even met with Marc Prescott's family. On Wednesday, May the 28th of 2003, a woman was summoned before a magistrate and fined $600 for calling Marc Prescott's relatives at their home and informing them that she knew where he was. Michelle Donovan of Coquille Village, San Fernando, was charged with wasting police employment when officers discovered she lacked such information. Michelle Donovan pleaded guilty before Magistrate Rajendra Rambachan in the 4th Police Court. Police Prosecutor Corporal Wazim Ali told Magistrate Rambachan that Michelle Donovan called the Prescott's home on Edinburgh Crescent in Coquille Village. She chatted with Mark's father, Wayne Prescott. Prosecutor Ali informed the magistrate that Michelle Donovan told Wayne Prescott she had knowledge about Mark's location. According to the court, Wayne Prescott immediately called the San Fernando CID office and alerted Corporal Williams of the conversation. According to the police prosecutor, on Tuesday, May 27, 2003, Corporal Williams and other officers acting on intelligence observed Michelle Donovan at a telephone booth on St. James Street in San Fernando, in front of the TSTT's office. She was attempting to call a number on a telephone. The officers approached Michelle Donovan and, after cautioning her, arrested her. She was escorted to the CID office and charged. On Wednesday, May 28, 2003, Michelle Donovan revealed to Magistrate Rambachan that she had wasted police time. Magistrate Rambachan told Michelle Donovan that given the current incidents of violence and kidnappings, she should have acted more responsibly and ordered her to pay the $600 fine. Michelle Donovan was interviewed by a news outlet on May 29, 2003, one day after receiving a fine for wasting police time in Marc Prescott's disappearance investigation. Michelle Donovan told interviewer Sasha Wilson in her own words, "I am not in love with Wayne Prescott. The first time I saw him was on television, and I never confessed to the police of loving him or wanting a relationship with him." According to the 36-year-old woman who lives on Circular Street in St. Madeleine, she only called Wayne Prescott to offer her help due to the trauma he and his family were going through. Michelle Donovan, the niece of former national boxer Matthew Donovan, told the interviewer on Thursday, May 29, 2003, that she had never confessed to the police about loving Wayne Prescott or wanted to be in a relationship with him, as the police claimed. Michelle Donovan admits, however, that she informed the magistrate that she wanted to get closer to the father. "But I did it to get out of the situation. At the moment, I was scared and confused. I thought I was going to jail," she explained. "I am not an evil person trying to convince Wayne Prescott to love me." Michelle Donovan insisted on Thursday when attending her 10-year-old daughter's sports day at the Manny Ramjan Stadium in Marabella. At the time, the single mother was unemployed and living with her Aunt Teresa. Michelle Donovan expressed sympathy for the Prescott family, saying, I thought that I could have helped him find his boy. She described her phone conversation with Wayne Prescott from a public phone booth on St. James Street in San Fernando. I told him who I was, and he asked if I was the niece of Matthew Donovan. Michelle Donovan claimed that the cops apprehended her before she could say anything else. She denied telling Wayne Prescott she knew where his son was being held captive. She also denied confessing to the police about her affections for Wayne Prescott. A senior police source told the media that they have contacted their overseas counterparts through Interpol to assist with the investigations, as local inquiries have yielded little thus far. As Marc's abduction enters its fourth week, authorities are examining multiple leads, including an international link. The senior police source declined to say which country the authorities had notified. Marc's father, Wayne Prescott, an offshore worker, has been pleading with kidnappers to free Marc Prescott, his first son. On Tuesday, the 3rd of June 2003, following a media release, it was reported that police detained 6 women on St. James Street in San Fernando who were reportedly making prank calls to Wayne Prescott. 5 of the suspects were released, while one, Michelle Donovan, was charged with wasting police time and fined $600 at San Fernando Magistrates Court. According to sources, it was reported that on Saturday, 7th June 2003, about 10 a.m., a group of San Fernando CID officers, led by ASP Dio Mohammed, visited Prescott's home at Edinburgh Crescent, Coquille, and asked his father, Wayne Prescott, 38, to accompany them to the station. When Wayne Prescott arrived, he was asked to provide information on any conversations he had with others about his son's abduction. According to sources, the police planned to question more relatives as part of their probe. Officers said they were working feverishly to find Marc, who has been with his kidnappers for about a month. According to police sources, an image of Marc was provided to staff at Piarco International Airport and the immigration departments earlier that week, but no one recalled seeing him at the airport. Investigators believe the youngster was whisked out of the country despite the fact that he does not have a passport, because the airport is not the only means of admission and exit from the country. On Tuesday, June 10, 2003, there was a resumption of a debate in Parliament between the present incumbent administration and the opposition on the kidnapping bill. The Minister of Education, Senator Hazel Manning, addressed the President, saying, "Madam President, I rise in support of this bill because the government firmly believes that this bill, which provides for the punishment of kidnapping for ransom and other related offenses, and for matters incidental thereto, will drastically deter kidnapping in Trinidad and Tobago." Senator the Honorable Joan Yuli Williams also chimed in, stating, "Marc Prescott is not among us. His kidnapping altered the school's image and culture completely. It is not the joyful area where children used to play in the front and wait for their parents. The school now has strict requirements, including a dress code that prohibits parents from picking up their children in shorts or certain clothing. Additionally, visitors must receive a note from the school. The entire facility has devolved into a jail, and the young children are unable to grow up as they should." On Wednesday, June 11, 2003, a top police officer issued a statement saying, "We believe Marc is still very much alive." The senior officer refuted suggestions that the child was slain by his abductors and his body disposed of. According to police sources, the child may be with a relative and is not in danger. The kidnappers first sought a $150,000 ransom, but authorities now believe this was a ruse to fool them into thinking it was a kidnapping for ransom. Police have since established ties with their counterparts in the United States and Canada. One theory is that Prescott was taken out of country after being kidnapped. On Sunday, June 15, 2003, Father's Day, there was still no trace of little Marc Prescott. Marc's father informed the reporters that he would spend today at church praying for the safe return of his son, who was taken a month ago. Prescott expressed confidence that he would soon be reunited with his son. Prescott stated that while many people feel his son will not be returned to him, he has not given up hope, and today he expects to attend church and pray that his son is safe and will be released soon. Marc's father also indicated that he planned to spend the rest of the day with his wife Gil and other relatives. "I don't go a day without missing him. When I see him again, I'll hold him tightly and tell him how much I love him." Many years after Marc Prescott's disappearance, an article in the Express newspaper detailed the anguish the Prescott family has endured since his kidnapping. According to the information provided, Marc was raised with his surrogate mother, Lincia Bailey, in Palmyra Village near San Fernando since his mother died when he was 2 years old. Marc also has twin sisters, Cheyenne and Ariane, who live with his surrogate mother, Lincia Bailey, in Palmyra Village near San Fernando. Life is misery for them, and their loss grows with each passing day, Bailey stated. We wait and pray. This changed us. Marc's sisters are not permitted to travel anyplace, even with family. Why? Because of fear. Bailey believes Marc was taken by someone close to the family, and she is certain that he lives in Trinidad. It's hard to believe he made it out of Trinidad, unnoticed, and if he's present, he should know we remember. We discuss about him on his birthday, December 10th. This year, his sisters purchased him a kiss cake and decorated it with candles. There is no rest. How can I when I don't know if he's safe? I always wonder where he is and who he's with. Perhaps they are taking care of him. I can't say. It is something we cannot recover from, you see, because we are unable to find closure. So we live it every second, every hour, and every day. I don't want anybody else to go through this. And I sympathize with everyone who has lost a loved one in this way since I know they remember every day. In the year following Marc's kidnapping, 7 children were kidnapped for ransom. Every one of them returned home except Marc Prescott, who remains missing. When Vijay's family died in a house fire last year, it was a very sad time for us, said Bailey. His parents died without knowing. I do not want that to happen to me. Bailey has made another appeal to citizens. We pray that whoever has him or holds these missing children would find it in their hearts. Let them know that they have disrupted a family but can yet make amends. Let this pierce their hearts so they realize they've done something wrong and return him to us. On December 10th, 2025, Marc Prescott will be 28 years old. His twin sisters really want to know what happened to their brother. They would love to get to know their brother. A family member told Crime Watch on Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. If you have any information about Marc Prescott or any other missing person, please speak out. It is never too late to bring closure. Please contact the appropriate authorities for the sake of the voiceless missing persons, as well as their grieving families whose lives have been permanently changed.